On this week's episode, we talk powerlifting programming, all while drinking this very pinky up style wild ale from Oregon. Enjoy.
We're back.
Yeah. We took a field trip last week, but we filmed 2 in a row, so nobody knows that we even did that.
Unless we tell them, they don't know.
Well, they know now. We're back up to Oregon. Is it
Yes.
Oregon or Oregon?
I think it's Oregon.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was a southern way to pronounce it, but I'm going with Oregon.
I believe that's the English way to pronounce it.
Yeah, like the trail. All right, so Chuck got us this. So once again, shout out to Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
Warning to those at home, he got us quite a bit. So we're going to be doing Oregon beer.
Yes.
And if it's anything like he got that stout for us,
We're going to love it.
he put high standards on everything already because that's the best stout I've ever had.
Yes.
What do we have today?
The Purple Kreik, a spontaneous wild ale with black and red raspberries plus something else and cherries. Aged in oak barrels for 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
That goes along. Did you get everything?
Yeah. Other than it's, 6.5, but it's, yeah.
Aged in a barrel that long.
For 2 years. The last one we had was aged for a while, wasn't it?
I don't remember. The flavor literally knocked me off my socks.
Yeah.
Man, I wish we had like what is that, like a 4D, 5D type thing where like you go to those rides and it's 3D immersive, but then like they've got wind
The
blowing
smell
on
and
you and you can
everything
smell.
else.
I
Yeah.
wish the viewers at home could try that because that was unreal.
Yeah.
What's the name of the actual brewery? How do you pronounce that?
The Garde Brewing.
The Garde.
Yeah.
I should have looked up how Google talks to you. The Garde Brewery. So they're located in Oregon, off the
Tillamook.
coast, dedicated to unique offerings. Our craft draws from historic traditions and local experimentation. I'm getting ready to explain that 2 years in a barrel here because they go into it a little bit. But they say, but wait, what does that mean? First off, we do not add laboratory cultured yeast to ferment our beers. We simply cool the wort naturally in a cool ship. Amazing yeast and microflora are all around us. That's why we are in Tillamook, which is where it's from.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you say it, right? Tillamook?
Yeah. Close
Sure.
enough.
Tillamook. After the wort cools, we transfer everything into oak barrels, some big, some small, some medium. Each beer takes its own time in the barrels to finish fermenting. Now, here we go. Most of our beers take anywhere from 6 months to 5 years in barrels before they package them.
Jesus.
So these guys, I was right. It does have a cork.
I'm waiting to go get the cart.
If you want to get it now, I'll read through this. Every bottle is naturally conditioned and ready for enjoyment when we release it. Although the beer can age, please note the fruit and hop additions will dissipate with extended time. So what that means is you could buy it and like a fine wine, how it would age and taste better. This one you could age a little bit, but then it would start to kind of go bad. But most importantly, we hope you enjoy. Cheers. Now, before off camera, the funny thing is that we were talking about this thing possibly having a cork in it, but we saw like a bottle cap on it. So it was like, oh, they wouldn't do both. Sure enough, they did both. So, oh my God. Just wafted up to you. Chuck is, man, I love Chuck. I loved him before all this, but this guy just outdid himself.
Chuck, when you watch this, give a thumbs up.
Before you try it,
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about that bottle. What do you think? That's a
wine bottle.
They're not fucking around though. Mm-hmm. They didn't put that beer in some little Budweiser bottle. Look at that pour.
That looks like wine.
So it's a wild ale, as they call it, a spontaneous wild ale. I don't know what that is, but hey, this is our first wild ale on here though.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Man. Look at that professional pour. Look at the head on that thing, huh?
Yeah, this is much better. Man, I can smell it from here.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what it looks like if you can see it on camera.
That's a goddamn wine.
It does look like wine,
It
but
looks
it
like-
has a foam like a beer.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it looks like wine for sure.
Yeah.
Man, we're getting into something today. This may be a little too fancy for our podcast.
Absolutely not.
Oh. Good Lord. All right. So we'll just start with the normal thing. The appearance to me, we go off the bottle, can, or whatever it arrives to us as.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking out of 10? I mean, this is beautiful.
It's definitely the best bottle
Yeah.
we've had.
Even their label, that label's really like unique. It's on the back of your shirt, so you're actually wearing this brewery shirt right now, which is super cool.
He sent us a shirt.
Yeah, he spoiled us is what he
Yes,
did.
he did.
Um,
We miss you, Chuck.
but I don't want to go 10 out of 10, but I feel like 9.
Yeah, let's bump it down to a 9.
Yeah, because it's just a really classy looking bottle, and I mean for you and I, you're an
Too
average,
classy,
but I
dudes.
mean you are classy. You drink a lot of wine. He didn't throw up, so I could.
That was a perfectly timed belch.
Yeah. It looks like the head's kind of dissipated. There's a lot of bubbles coming up in it.
I'll let you try it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to sit on that for a bit.
That's strange, ain't it?
Yeah, it's not gross.
It's just different.
Yeah. My little monkey brain is like, there's a little hamster in my head right now just really cooking that wheel to get this going. There may be smoke coming out of my head. So I want to note first off, it's good. It's drinkable. I will drink this whole glass and enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
It is nothing like I've ever had.
Nope.
So I got to kind of sit on this for a bit. If you're giving me if I had to tell you right out of the gate, it's a good beer. It ends quickly. It's sharp.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild. It's good, but it is different. I feel like we're going to communion at church, and they boozed it up a bit. This could easily
Fucking
pass,
grape
right?
wine.
This could easily pass.
Grape juice.
It's good, but yeah, it's definitely different. I was like ale. You think ale?
Yeah.
But it's wild.
I could see why they put a cork on it.
Yeah. Now, you getting any smells? My right nostril's a little plugged up, so you may have
I
to
could
grade the
smell
smell
berries.
today.
The berries
I say you grade the smell today out of 10.
out of 10.
These Texas allergies.
For the berries that they say, I smell the berries. So let's go with
Yeah, so it's blackberry and raspberry.
let's go 6.8.
6.8, so that's a 7. Oh, man, it's got cherries in it. Aged in oak barrel for tea. Good Lord, I had to reread all that. That's just so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you said 7, but we're going to bump it to an 8? Was that what it
No, I
was?
said 6.
Okay, so we're going 7.
So we're going 7. Yeah.
7 on smell.
Yeah. Because it's not a pungent smell.
Yeah.
I can smell the fruit,
Uh-huh.
the berries, but it's not kick you in the face with it.
And
you
so
know what
that's
I'm
how
saying?
you would describe it to somebody not here? Like,
Yeah,
it's just...
it's berries, a small hint of berries. I don't
Like
smell
if you
any
blended
oak.
them up in your blender, some blueberries and raspberries, that's kind of the smell you're getting.
But not as strong.
Not as strong.
A lot more tamed down. And if
They-
you're making a fruit smoothie with berries.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe that's why I can't smell as good.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting the smell, but I'm having to really suck it in through that left
Yeah,
nostril.
it's like I say, it's not very pungent.
Now, as far as feeling, it's very light, but it's sharp. There's a very pinch on the tongue, but then it lets go gracefully.
So what this reminds me of, okay? Mm-hmm. When I first started drinking red wine,
Oh, here we go.
okay,
Yeah.
I would have to chill it with ice.
Oh.
So it was wine over ice, and when you get halfway done with it, it's kind of watered down.
Uh-huh.
That's what that reminds me of.
So why did you have to ice it down? You couldn't drink at room temperature?
No, I was a sissy back then.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we
Yeah,
got that
I
out
was
there.
getting into the wine. Yeah, I used to be a Bud Light fan.
Oh, so you went from Bud Light into red wine? What a transfer. Like, I can have some red wine, but it's got to have a little ice.
You got to put it over ice, bro.
Oh, man, that's great. As far as taste, we'll get into that. Let's go over a topic. Last week, like I said, we went on a field trip, went to Roman, and I PR'd. I PR'd a single, a double, and a triple all at once.
Yep.
And I hit 405.
Yep.
So I joined the 405 4 plates club on the squat, and I got a 1, a 2, and a 3. So I had no way of mentally getting that. Like, I was typing it on Instagram to describe that to people, and it was like, how do you describe all of that in like 1 or 2 sentences?
In 40 characters.
Yeah. But yeah, it was pretty exciting. That Roman gym is
He's
cool as hell.
Yeah, he got something special over there.
Yes, he does. But as far, I was talking to my buddy was at Alpha Elite today that I normally, or I used to squat and deadlift with, but he's younger, he's in school and stuff, so he's all over the place. But we were talking programming, and I PR'd my all-time in January. And ever since then, I went to sets of 10, sets of 8, sets of 6, and then now, starting last week, I went into sets of 4. And I was talking to him about, feeling good and not being overworked. Because I'm interested in powerlifting programming.
Mm-hmm.
I've done CrossFit programming for a long time. I feel like I'm not some professional at it, but I get it. I get the stimulus that you're wanting. I get that by Wednesday, if you've been working out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Why you program certain stuff throughout the week.
Exactly. So if you have a client that wants to come 6 times a week, Monday through Saturday, you need to plan for that, not double leg day. Or if you do a double leg day, maybe one day as a lighter one with a run, and I get all that. It's pretty easy. But going for powerlifting just feels like you're just looking for a bigger lift. Mm-hmm. Am I right? I mean, that seems like that's the goal in powerlifting, is just get stronger and stronger and stronger. It's not like bodybuilding to me, in the sense that you're not trying to PR lifts in bodybuilding as much. I mean, it inevitably, when you're lifting, you're going to be taking mental notes. Like, I used the 20-pound dumbbell 2 months ago. Now I'm using the 30-pound dumbbell. Like,
well, I mean, bodybuilding is different because you're trying to build muscle.
Correct.
Whereas powerlifting, your main focus is
strength,
a new weight. Correct.
Yeah. So I don't know if my programming is correct, but it's working. Mm-hmm. So I was interested in, what do you think about people that do kind of what I did? Like, I'm going to go all year and then try and PR once. Mm-hmm. Or are you for, like, I've been seeing a lot of the, I'm going to do a heavy single today. And then they do 70 to 80% of that heavy single that day. It just seems so crazy to me that's programming.
So they'll do a heavy single.
Almost like a max for that day, but like 90%. Or if 95%. And then they'll drop down and do like sets of, say, 3 to 5 at 90% or 80% of that weight of that day.
Okay, so the PR that day, or the heavy set of that day, they'll take a percentage out.
I'm guessing this is where the RPE comes from.
Still crock of shit, if you ask me.
So each week, man, I was talking to that guy today, and he was just like, today I'm going to try for this and this and this. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, you're just coming in here just throwing shit at the wall. I come in knowing, this is probably where I'm going to start my first set. Like, I'm 99% sure, and then work up. And then that third set may change. I may try and go for a heavier 4 than I'm used to. But if my legs are blown out because the first 2 sets were, draining, then I'll redo the weight that I just did and get the stimulus of just being, heavy. Mm-hmm. I don't understand that programming.
I don't either.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It just seems like there's a lot of room for wasted time. I don't know.
I don't. So how long is you taking your program? The whole year?
Yeah. So I PR'd in January. I gave it like a week, after your PR. It's just like, good Lord. So I just came in and did some leg movement. I think that day I did some stuff with Megan where I did like some, pulls and just machine work. I didn't get under a barbell.
Booty blaster.
Booty blaster. Yeah, you were there. Almost made me puke. And then I went in and started 3 or 5 sets of 10. The first week, you're just seeing where your 10s are, because you're going from heavy singles to like
Cardio.
basically, yes, cardio. Mm-hmm. But I'm also trying to do the heaviest sets of 10 I can, not, taking it easy, like, I just did 30 squats and that's it. I find a good number, and then I start to base my sets on that for however long. What I like to do is figure out a goal of what weight I would like to hit for 10. And at that time, my goal was 315 for a set of 10. And I think I started out at 225 for sets of 10, then 250, then I started going up and up and up to where I was hitting an easy 275 for 10 for 3 sets, or I would do one set of 285 or whatever it is.
Off, yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes you wear out and you do like a set of 8, not a set of 10. And then I would write in my journal like, hey, I felt good to this point, or, taking good data. Once I hit that set of 10 at 315, then I move into like sets of 8. And then I find a good 8 that I think is a good goal that I can see that I'm gaining strength. And that's kind of the way I do it. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but I feel like it's good for me.
You're not taking a percentage based off of your
1 rep max?
1 rep max
Not
and
at
building
all.
your program around that. You are finding out what you could do for X amount of reps. Mm-hmm. And once you get that, you drop down.
Correct. Yeah, it's different. I don't know of anybody else that does it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I'm really liking it because I was talking to the kid today. That's what I call him. And I was like, when you go to sets of 10, it's not heavy. It's like you said, it's cardio. So I can feel if my hips, when I first, go to start to sit back in a squat, if my hips shift to the right or if they shift to the left. If they're shifting, then I, obviously I brace that and, go down. And if I start, getting a little weak in the gut or something, you start to find where your ailments are, your discrepancies. And then I'll go to the machines and just blast out single legs or lunges, whatever, to start to try and develop, those little
single
issues.
leg.
Correct.
Or single, yeah.
Correct. And so I think that's a good way to build all the faculties of the body and then start to move into heavier sets. It's really hard to figure out what's going on when it's super heavy. Because I feel like when it's super heavy, you're just doing it and surviving. You're not getting anything out of it other than like you're getting the barbell up or you're dying. And I like to have some data. I don't know.
Yeah, the only thing I ever did was that 3-2-1 program. I ran that for 8 weeks, and that was it.
What's his name? He's got some.
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot.
He's got some really crazy quotes like, "Who wants to be a burpee queen?" Like, why sacrifice strength to be a burpee queen when you can, deadlift 500.
I mean, he is right.
It's cool. Yeah. I mean, for us, he is. But, do you want to do the taste? I guess we can do the taste, and then we'll get to our sponsor.
Yeah, let's do the taste.
And like I said, you may have to do a little bit more grading today because my flavor palette, I didn't lose my taste. Just got a stuffy nose. I do like the feeling it gives the nose, like it's like a champagne,
It's got
bubbly.
a little bubbly to it.
Yeah.
This is nuts. All this is wine that they said this beer.
Yeah. But it does have a little bit of it's like wine with a little more like flavor.
Because I've never.
Like some earth tones, I guess is what you'd say.
Man, I don't know. I had some really
You
good
have?
wines that got a lot of flavor to it.
I would say this is a wine with earth tones. Like you
Okay,
kind of get like I don't want to say it's nutty.
Yeah, it ain't
But like
nutty.
you get some
Yeah.
like
That's coming from that
earthy
oak barrel.
flavor. Yeah.
That's what
I'm saying. You get some more flavor than just your normal like red wine.
But I've never had a wild ale before, so this is new to me.
I have, but I don't think it was it came in a can and it was like Joe Blow made it,
Yeah.
one of the just breweries. These guys are specializing in this, so they're not just, we can slap wild ale on it. This is what these guys
And
are
the good
doing.
thing is it's only 6.5. I mean, it's very easy to drink.
Very.
Very easy to drink.
When would you drink this? Before we get into the flavor now, like when
On the way to
like
communion?
if somebody sees this video, yeah, on your way to communion, ladies and gentlemen. But if somebody's watching this video and they're wondering, like, oh, well, they say it's good, but what would you drink this with? Like, is this dessert? Like, you could drink this with like a cheesecake or with a steak, lasagna?
Oh, I could see steak.
Yeah.
I could see steak for sure.
For sure. You could even get away with putting it in a wine glass and nobody would even be the wiser.
Yeah. You could definitely do a steak, but I mean, it's a smooth crisp.
Yeah.
So you could drink this on a hot summer day, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think if you're sitting outside and somebody's making burgers and steaks, this
You could
easily
definitely
pair
sip
with
on
it.
it. Easy.
With red meat.
Yeah.
All right. So let's hit them with the flavor. We've got
Out of what?
out of 30.
Out of 30?
Yeah. And we're grading on a wild ale, which you said you never had.
Never had, but
So-
let's go with a 21.
21. All right.
Because I'm thinking they probably got better and they probably got worse out there.
What if they don't? What if this is it? What if
If
the
this
best?
is it, then we'll revisit this.
We may have to. We may
After we-
actually have to do some research on a wild ale. So this is tentative, I guess, grading because you've never had one.
I've never had it, but it's
Also,
still.
what was like when we first started our whole entire grading system? The first guys, we went low because we were like, what if there's better out there? And
Yeah.
we started to kind of figure out what's going on. Would you drink it again, though?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Definitely.
and to me that's really all that matters
Yeah.
to the average Joe watching this. All right, so we can do the sponsor.
Yeah. So
Pick something that goes well with this.
since we were talking about barbecue and some steaks and some burgers, Pringles just knocked it out the park today.
Those guys, man.
Today's sponsor brought to you by Pringles. They sent us the barbecue flavored. Have you had this one yet?
I have, man.
Have you?
This is one of the best chips ever created.
Let's see what these taste
Now,
like.
I'm not trying to, brag on our sponsor or anything, but this is actually a really good chip. I was eating these things well before we were sponsored.
Man, this pairs great with this.
Oh, it actually does. Almost want to you want to just see? Man, it
It's in
really
a tube.
does. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever get this, just go ahead and get some Pringles barbecue. I think they sell these in all 50 states. You got to go to Oregon for this. But yeah, that pairs great. We know what we're doing, man. We know. Just put it.
Taking it to the top.
If we had a bunch of cheeseburgers sitting here, we're in a good spot. What did I hear? Was that a car?
Motorcycle.
Oh,
What was that special chip that tastes like a cheeseburger?
the Halo chips. Oh yeah,
Halo chips with
that you
this
can
up.
only get at Whataburger. That you
Walmart.
can only get at Walmart.
I bet those would be phenomenal with this.
Oh yeah, man, that was the Texas coming out of me. Only at Whataburger. Yeah, but this is good. How's the cork look? Since we're grading everything here, that could be added to the appearance. So it has a cork and a cap.
I don't understand that.
I don't, but they know something.
They know more than us.
Man, that's cool. That's a cool cork. You may have to keep that, and we'll make it into a necklace and just send it out to people. Something creepy like that.
We'll send it back to Chuck.
Yeah, it's good, bro. All right, so we went over that. We're doing another video right after this, so I don't want to take up everything for it. Rogue's doing another challenge. They're calling it like the wheel challenge. I didn't look into it too much. I thought yesterday I was like, I'm going to do it at Alpha Elite. And then the kid called me up and was like, hey, are you going to be there squatting? And then I was just excited, so I forgot. Something about holding a plate out like that for as
Going
long
left
as
to
you
right?
can. Yeah, like 45, or 45, and I think women do 25.
45?
Yeah, well, I think they're trying to like not have somebody stand there for 35 minutes with a plate. But I should have done it today.
A 45?
Yeah, you just hold it out there and time it. And then whoever
It got to
wins-
be 90 degree?
Yeah, I
Now, I
guess
know
you-
when you turn it, it's going to be different, but
Yeah. Well, I think you just hold it out there.
I understand that. But
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying it's easy. I think they've had to pick a weight that you couldn't stand there for 30 minutes with. Like those poor bastards that hold up those beer steins every October, and they're sitting there for like...
they're not doing that for a very long time.
But it's longer than what you're holding up a 45-pound plate for.
Yeah.
And I think they're just trying to like let's just make this 20 seconds tops. You know what I mean? But yeah, they're doing that, and I was like, man, we should have done that.
You should have.
Yeah, I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it on our little break. You got plates out there. Why not? Let's see. Man, I want to save some stuff. Oh, I know what we can talk about. We had a stout last week from Dogfish Head that I got for the table, which I'm really glad I got for the collective table. 17.2%.
Yeah.
Now, you could either be lost on the side of a road in the middle, let's just say in the middle of Oregon. You can either drink it and get belligerently hammered, or you can run your vehicle off of it. 17.2 is no joke.
It was good. And it had flavor.
It did,
That stout, some beers, when they get crazy in that wine range, it's hard to palate, but that one was good.
To me, that's their 120. Dogfish Head 120, if you haven't had it, ladies and gentlemen, that's gasoline. It rates from, I want to say, 17 to 22%, depending on which, I don't think they pull it out of a barrel.
However they age it.
Yeah, depending on which batch it is, it varies from that. That, every time I have it, is like, good Lord, it just tastes like gasoline. And this one actually had flavor.
Yes.
It was very flavorful.
Because even Otis, the Stout King, he still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
He's like, this is...
It was good. Yeah. It was dark, too. Yeah, it was very dark. I saw on our Instagram somebody did a triple IPA, and it was 18%. I don't even know how we get that. I don't know how. So we were given so many beers that it's like almost a pain in the ass in a small way. It's a good thing.
It's a great thing.
But sometimes I see some and I'm like, man, like we could do that. And I have to like pull myself back and realize we've got beer
plenty.
For a bit.
Yeah.
But I would say getting into next year, we're going to be getting into
needing some new stuff.
And I've been looking into getting us like they mail beer they get proxies and mail it in. And some of these I'm like, we got to go after.
We got to try this.
Because good Lord. 18% IPA?
Yeah.
I don't even know where to begin with that.
Because I think what you're doing, wanting to get these beers, I think you're trying to prolong our seltzers. What it sounded like you're trying to do.
Yeah, I'm trying to push the seltzer up. So we have a seltzer fan here. Bud Light seltzer.
Connoisseur.
Yeah, French for bullshit. And I'm not... I mean, I get it. I really do. I understand the logic behind it, and it's completely makes sense. Low calorie, easy to drink. Man, you could really pound them on a hot day. It's just not my thing. Now, if somebody has them and that's all that's there, okay. Like, I'm not bitching, but I'd rather have a good beer. That's where I'm at with that. But yeah, I'm trying to prolong the seltzer.
They don't fill you up.
No, they don't.
They're very light.
They are.
They don't fill you up.
I got to eat one of these and just stop thinking about seltzers. All right. Aftertaste out of 20. Since it's been a while since you're given the full grading system.
Yeah, I just like agreeing or disagreeing with what you are saying, but
yeah, today we're putting it on you.
I'm starting to feel the pressure.
Yeah, welcome.
But the aftertaste.
Oh man, I'm almost out. We got more, don't we?
Yeah.
They give you plenty in this big boy.
Yeah, that's a goddamn.
Just for certain occasions.
That's a bottle of wine.
Look at the foam.
Look at that shitty.
Man, if you're not cautious, you'll end up with that shit everywhere. And it's red, you just stain everything.
Once again, this is a wine that they call a beer. But
no, they're calling it a wild ale.
The aftertaste.
It does smell good.
The aftertaste fades relatively good.
I think it does. Ooh, it's light.
Out of what?
Out of 20.
Out of 20? The aftertaste on this bad boy, let's go with a 13.2.
13. So we always round up, even though it's a point, we'll go with a 14.
Let's go with a 14 because you get that flavor on the back end. And maybe 2 seconds later.
But what if that's what they're going for?
It could be, and Bud would not know this.
Yeah. Your aftertaste, you like stuff that sticks to it.
Depends what it is now.
Yeah.
If it's a stout, I want something that's going to linger on the IPA.
Yeah.
Except them shitty IPAs that linger too long.
Oh, yeah.
I don't particularly care for that. But something like this, I mean, for one, this is easy to drink and it's light. I don't expect it to sit there forever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, that goes into the drinkability. It's light and it's drinkable. Pretty much is what you're saying. So out of 30, we usually do 6-pack on like an IPA. Would you drink an entire 6-pack? That gives you 30. Then we started doing stouts where it was like, would you drink 2? Because both you and I are like, it gets a bit heavy and we want to just have other things.
I would drink a full bottle of that by myself.
By yourself.
Yes.
And to me, that would be a 30. Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's not really acidic. I'm not getting hit, even though we just had like a really acidic Baba before this to kind of like just get moving. Mm-hmm. I'm not getting like any stomach burning or anything. It's very easy on the palate.
Yeah, I'd definitely drink a whole bottle by myself.
So we're saying 30. Just
might as well.
Might as well. All right. While I do the addition, is there anything that you want to tell our audience? We're at 31 already, so we need to kind of end this bad boy.
Wrap this shit up.
Is there anything that you're thinking? I ask you this every time, and you're kind of always like, hit him with some hard facts, bud.
Well, I mean, in a few weeks we'll
Just
have
to put you on a spot.
We'll have that pop up at Trison over there. They could come visit us.
So what you're saying is every week we're gonna hit our YouTube fans with get your ass to Trison in a couple of weeks because we got new stuff.
Yeah.
You handed me a little handful of stuff over there. Maybe on the next video I kind of like a little teaser. Maybe we'll put it subliminally in the background or something like that. So they got an 81. That's a good B. And for you and I, Bud and I'd like to think, I don't know how you were in high school, but I was happy with passing. I was really happy with a 70 or above. I really had no goal, but you're a more educated man than I.
Yeah, I needed. Well, I didn't. Well, depends what class it was and depends what teacher.
Yeah.
I did relatively good. So.
Yeah. To me, a B though that's great. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm happy with a beer like a B. A B is you're gonna drink that again for sure.
Yeah.
So,
if I brought C's home, though, I had a talking to.
Well, man,
not an ass whooping, just
my
a
parents
talking.
were like,
you might want to bring that up, son. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I had that. They were just like, hey, you pass or fail. All right. So how did you pronounce this again?
The Garde.
The Garde. That's right. We would drink the Garde again.
Yes, we would.
The Purple Kreik.
Yeah, that's close enough. I can't speak.
Yeah, me either.
Or read.
That's it, though.
That's it.
Anything else? Done? Finished?
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Go get it. Thank you, Chuck, once again. I really enjoyed that one.